Hello friends, this is Dr. John WorldPeace JD, the independent maverick candidate for President USA 2028. Coming to you from Albuqueque, New Mexico, the land of the atomic bomb, ETs in the Land of Enchantment. I'm the only advocate for Jesus Christ per John 14:26. I've never been challenged on this since I changed my name on Good Friday, April 1, 1988, 37 years ago. I'm the only global advocate for peace and world peace in the world human society since Gandhi was assassinated on my mother's birthday, January 30, 1948. I was born 3 months later on April 24th, 1948. Gandhi was a lawyer and political prisoner, and I have also been the same. My metric is peace, world peace, and peace on earth. It is not the earth god money. The text of this commentary below this video for your edification. Share this commentary and subscribe to this video. On Easter Sunday, April 20th, 2025, America will be judged by God. This Easter. Then after that, God's judgment of America and Zion and Gaza will be made obvious on God's timetable. The title of this commentary today is "The Trump Plan of Action is focused on his becoming dictator by creating moment-to-moment chaos in the U.S. and the world human society." Trump has signed Helter Skelter executive orders, one after another, focused primarily on destroying every government department in the U.S. He has used Elon Musk and Doge to summarily fire untold thousands of government employees in every department of the government. There has been pushback by the filing of lawsuits to slow him down by pointing out to the courts that he does not have the authority to make these changes except through Congress in many cases. But he moved ahead believing that he could move faster than the courts, and if the courts ruled against him, it would not be possible to reconstruct the damage he did because people who he fired were forced, in some cases, to find different jobs and are not going to return to a government job which has become insecure without a future. And there's no doubt those job descriptions no longer work because of the chaos and destruction of the workflow that exists. The tariffs are just another Helter Skelter move to create chaos in the world. One corrupt, mentally defective individual as president of the United States is trying to create chaos in the world human society. America has survived to date because the majority of Americans, the majority of the time for over 250 years, have believed America is a worthy social experiment in the world human society. Donald Trump does not believe that. Donald Trump curses the radical liberal left message of Jesus to feed the hungry, shelter the homeless, heal the sick, Matthew 25:31. The foundational message of Jesus Christ. The kingmakers in America are the evangelical and fundamentalist Christians. They are also the only reason that America and the Zionists have the power to carry on their Gaza-Palestinian Holocaust in Gaza. They're the only reason that Donald Trump is president. Without this Christian base, neither Trump nor Zionism can survive. This is one reality that cannot be denied. There are a small percentage of oligarchs and billionaires and rich Zionists who, through money spent, corrupt the truth and manipulate the minds of the naive majority of Americans through the media and social media and fake and false news, who then cast their votes for Trump, MAGA, and the Zionists. For all their money, these oligarchs and Zionists know they do not have the votes to control the United States without the manipulation of the minds of the majority of Americans. In every possible way, these dark souls beat down and enslave the majority of American voters. These manipulators are godless in the sense that they worship the earth god money. But soon they will see that the earth, God, money, has no power. The God of heaven, the spiritual dreamscape, is a true God and the source of all power in the universe, not money. Here are two realities. Trump has from day one back in 2015 cursed the radical liberal left message of Jesus Christ, Matthew 25:31. And the second truth is that the Zionists crucified Jesus, the Jewish Messiah, and presently they are, with the full help of the United States, committing a Holocaust in Gaza and Palestine. Hitler was not interested in God. He was interested in his earth power to bring on and perpetuate the Third Reich. The Muslims and the Jews commit their atrocities in the name of their God, which gives them far more power in society than Hitler. There's no difference between Muslims and Jews except God has blessed the Muslims with 2 billion believers and rejected the Jews with their meager 17 million believers. And the rejected the Jews with their 17 million in the world human society. God revoked God's preference for the Jews when they crucified Jesus 2,000 years ago. The city of David and the second temple of Solomon was razed by the Romans, and the Jews were driven out of ancient Israel and dispersed into the world human society for 1900 years. The Muslims were given the land of ancient Israel, and they were allowed by God to build the Dome of the Rock on the exact site of the Temple of Solomon, along with the Al-Aqsa Mosque on the Temple Mount. God supported the Muslims when the Christians tried for 250 years to take Jerusalem. God gave the Nazis control of the Jews in the 20th century, and he gave control of the Jews to the Romans in the 1st century. You cannot believe that God did not withdraw his favor on the Jews after they crucified Jesus. And that was reaffirmed 80 years ago when God allowed the Nazi Holocaust. And there is President Trump, who curses a radical liberal left message of Jesus to heal the sick, feed the hungry, and shelter the homeless, Matthew 25:31. I'm the advocate for Jesus Christ, John 14:26. And as such, I'm communicating to you that Trump, MAGA, and the Zionists and the corporate Christian nationalists, being the fundamentalist and evangelical Christians and their false preachers, will soon deal with the wrath of God. There is a deadline for Trump and his MAGA and the Zionists to stop the American Zionist Holocaust in Gaza by April 20th. Easter Sunday, or face the wrath of God, who called on Noah to prepare for the coming flood. The Egyptian Egyptian plagues of Moses and the fire of Elijah on Mount Carmel, or the crucifixion of Jesus, which dispersed the Jews of ancient Israel and made the Jews a pariah in the world, and reminded the Jews that God's wrath still burns, as evidenced of the Nazi Holocaust. No one will be able to deny the hand of God was the only possible source of the coming judgment of America and Zion. But those who have eyes see, and those who with ears hear. Pray for peace. Pray for world peace. Pray for peace on earth. Have a good day.